Hey, how you doing today? In this video, I'm going to be talking about the resolution of conflict and how to resolve your grievances. So, through this video, I hope to maybe answer a question for your own life, like how do I resolve the conflict in my life? How do I resolve these grievances that I have? I have so many grievances, they're just driving me crazy. All of these people, they're always causing me so many problems. Everybody else, it's their fault that I'm feeling the way that I feel. My jealousy, my anger, it's everyone and everybody else's fault that these things are going on in my life. Maybe it's not that bad, but maybe you are dealing with it with maybe just one person in your life or a couple people in your life. But I can tell you, if you allow that to exist in your life and you don't deal with it, it can grow. It can grow and it can spill over into maybe other relationships that you don't want it to spill over into. So that's a reason why we need to deal with the conflict head on, when it begins to happen in our life, and not just hide it, by our own thoughts, by our own, answers to it. We come up with reasons why. Our own reasons why, this person has done this to me, and this is why I have all of these problems in my life, and this is why this is going on. So let me share a quick story with you of, how I began to resolve the conflict in my own life, and I began to forgive, right? Forgiveness is such a big thing, and that's really what this is all about. But one of my biggest grievances in my life was against my father. And, my father, when I was younger, 10, 12 years old, I would go out to try to help my father do things. And because I wasn't able to fully comprehend exactly what my father wanted, and I didn't do it exactly how he wanted it done, I would be called things such as, stupid, idiot, worthless, all of these names that my father would yell, actually scream and yell at me and be angry. And my father did that to me, and it hurt me, as a child it hurt me, and in a way I probably actually began to believe some of those things, and I have struggled with, depression and anxiety in my younger years, and some of that may have been caused because of that identity that I began to believe, right? I began to believe that that's maybe who I was. So later on in life, I really had these grievances against my father, and really was upset at my father and had this anger and hatred towards my father for doing those things, right? But, I came to a place in my life here recently where I really recognized that, it's time for me to really just forgive a lot of these people in my life. And it's been over a period of the last several years and things that have happened with me, and really just coming to the forgiveness and acceptance of my own self and forgiving my own self. But I finally got to a place where I recognized I need to come to amends and forgive the other people in my life that I've held grievances against, right? So I really got convicted of this, and I spent one night, probably a good 3 hours, just forgiving the people in my life. And one of the main people was my father that I sat, and forgave. And I even asked God to show me other people in my life that I need to forgive as well. So I spent this night 2 or 3 hours, and one of the ways I did it was I visualized these people in my mind, and I just saw myself going up to each person individually and really just thanking them for who they are, and telling them that I love them, and that I let go of all of the things that they did to me, even though, it may have hurt me in a way, and told them that I let these things go, and give them a big hug. And that's really what I did, and that visualization, the visualization of that really seemed to help me out in that process of forgiving. But the miraculous thing about that was the very next day, through the day, I don't remember exactly when it happened, but the very next day, my father came by, and he came over with a thank you card. Just like a regular greeting card. He came over, and he had written in there, "I love you, son. I think you're doing a great job in your job. I think you're doing great with following God, and, I love you." And it was just so beautiful. I remember that moment. I'll remember that for the rest of my life, because that just showed me how miraculous and how powerful forgiveness is, and how immediate, God is willing to work in our life if we're willing to forgive. And it just showed me that, that's exactly what I wanted you to do. It was like God saying, this is what I wanted you to do. This is what I've been wanting you to do. Because these grievances, this unforgiveness, it hasn't been helping you out at all. It's only been hurting you. It's only been causing you problems. It's only been, making you sick and tired and depressed. And holding these things in and not letting the light shine upon them, that's what it's been doing to you. And now you see, when you let these things go, and you let go of the things that you have created in your own mind, the things that you have created of yourself, as soon as you let those things go, I can work in your life, and I can do miracles, and I can do things beyond your wildest dreams. And that's what God showed me in that. And ever since that moment, it's only been powerful, miraculous things happening in my life. And I know it's all of God. And, maybe you're not even in a place of accepting that God can even help you in your life. And maybe that's where you need to start. But eventually, you're going to end up in a place where you recognize that there's maybe people in your life that you need to forgive, that you've been holding things against. So it's a very powerful tool and a very powerful way to just let go of the things in your life and really get yourself to the place of your own self-awareness and your own enlightenment, right? Of coming to God. So it's just been a beautiful and miraculous experience. And not only did I experience that with my father, but even some of the other people that I had forgiven that night, that God showed me. Those people contacted me through Facebook, email, and I hadn't talked to some of those people in years, but they, wanted to be friends. So that was a beautiful thing, and I just continue to experience very similar things. And the only thing I can say is that when these things come up in your life, the best thing that you can do is look at them, see that they're there, recognize them for what they are, and then recognize that, I have the responsibility now to let these things go. Because when I blame things on other people and I have grievances against other people, then I'm giving them the power in my life. I'm giving my power to something else. I'm giving it to an idol, really, something that I've made up. But when I recognize that I have the power to choose and I'm responsible for what's going on in my life, it's nobody else, then the power is given back to me to choose what I really want. And what I really want is peace. And what I really want is God to show me His will and to show me the right way. And when I do that, healing can come in, and healing, it's sure. So, God bless you, and I just want to let you know I love you, God loves you, and healing, it is possible for your life, and so it is. So God bless you. Have a great day.